My name is Jared Coleman-Jones. I'm a pro basketball player, former D1 college basketball athlete, and I'm also a big advocate for mental health and awareness. What mental health means to me is more than just a mindset or how you approach things, but also how you take things in, how you do things in relation to other people, and how you consider people, and so on and so forth. I think mental health is huge because it plays into literally almost everything that we do. Whether it be playing basketball, getting up in the morning, helping your kids. If you have kids, get them in the morning and doing your routine and consistently staying in your routine. It's all in a mindset, like I mentioned before, but more so, your determination within your mindset. And I think mental health falls into all that, and balancing yourself where you don't burn out, but you're still determined and find joy in your works. So I think that's the biggest part about mindset. It's just, finding joy in the little things, finding joy in knowing that, you're blessed with an opportunity to go hard and do some good work. So, and mentally keeping yourself in that frame, keeping yourself mentally healthy, keeping yourself mentally balanced, keeping yourself within a realm where you can, knock down anything that's put in your way without, impeding roadblocks. How sports changed my views on mental health is pretty drastic. Coming in to college basketball and even just in high school and middle school and just playing basketball, I was a very results oriented person, so I just wanted things to happen right away. And that's not always really good for your mental health because you're always forcing. You're very impatient with yourself, and you don't just let things happen over time and rely on your work and have faith in your work. I think and shoot, having faith in God as well. But I think one thing that changed my perspective or changed my views on mental health is just letting the process take place and being process oriented and just understanding and having patience with yourself, and not putting a lot of pressure on yourself because you're going to receive that regardless if you're a successful individual or plan on being a successful individual. You have to have the mindset that you have to build yourself up and give positive talk. And I think that's one thing that basketball and sports has taught me is to really be disciplined in your mindset, be patient with yourself, but at the same time be disciplined and have faith in your process because the time will come when you have an opportunity to show just how much you learn within your process. And I think that's the biggest part, is to enjoy the process, which will lead to you enjoying the results. I could go on forever talking about my mental strengths and weaknesses, but just to name a few of my strengths, I would say I'm a very analytical thinker. I'm also able to blend it with an emotional intelligence to consider what someone's saying. To not come off condescending or pragmatic, but just more so understanding of the situation intellectually, but at the same time, understanding and having empathy towards an individual or myself even. But that's one strength I would say, like one of my biggest strengths when it comes to mental health. Also just, being able to help people out of their mental ruts. That's one of my biggest strengths is to be able to speak life into people, and largely largely due to my spirituality. I just love to help people and do God's work. That's what He put me on this earth for, to lead people to Him, and I feel like there's big joy in leading people to Him. So that's one of my strengths. I would say one of my weaknesses is when I get to going through a lot of isolate. So I try to fix it myself, and sometimes I'm gonna let people in. So that's one thing I would say I struggle with mentally, is just isolating and feeling like I have to handle it myself. But there's a lot of help out there to be had.